I just want to start this channel off by addressing a common question that I know will come up in future videos. I will refer back to this introduction video whenever such queries do come up. Why the f*** do you use Cakewalk? Now I know music producers and engineers generally fall into three categories, that I've noticed anyway. Most amateur as well as plenty of professional music producers like to use free DAWs such as Reaper. There's nothing wrong with that. I see a lot of people that use Appleton or Ableton, however the fuck you say it, or Logic, Cubase, or Reason. I feel like this is the good mid-tier DAW for serious musicians and producers. Again, not saying that you aren't serious if you use Reaper. I feel like these DAWs are generally used by people with Apple computers. I may be wrong. I do know these DAWs seem to have better functions and capabilities when it comes to producing MIDI-heavy music, so maybe that's something to consider. And of course, for the professional music aficionado, there is only one option. For some reason, everyone has agreed that this is the #1 DAW used in real recording studios, and it is marketed as the best and onlyest DAW for any serious professional. I am speaking, of course, of Protools. Come on, if you don't use Pro Tools, then you are a fucking novice. Anyone out there who does use Pro Tools, I am not discriminating or saying you're a tool. I'm just saying it is the most hyped DAW available. I'm sure it's great. Now you may have noticed that my 3 categories did not mention what I happen to use. Surprise! There are actually 4 categories. What a fucking twist! This 4th category is such a deeply underground, hidden category that most know nothing of it. Yes, I am the hipster of DAWs. I am so edgy and underground. The 4th category is the shit DAWs, the trash that most people are above. I am speaking of the kind of shit that real amateurs and noobs of the music scene enjoy. Things like Fruity Loops or FL Studio, GarageBand, Cakewalk, BandLab, and Sonar. All the miscellaneous DAWs parading around as real programs that most musicians stay far away from. Well, my dudes, there is a backstory, in fact, to why I use Cakewalk and not something better. It all began back in the late 90s, when I first joined the world of digital music. For those of you who may not know, we used to record music onto tape machines and cassettes. I began my digital journey like most by plunging into the developing world of amp modeling pedals. So I started with a small Digitech pedal. Then somewhere in the 1999 to 2000 area, I bought this big multi-purpose Digitech amp modeling pedal that came with a built-in recorder. It also came with a bunch of random software and trial discs and such, as these things generally do. Well, it just so happened to come with a very limited recording software called Guitar Tracks. It's a very primitive program, but the user interface was easy to understand. This was long before I ever dreamed of actually using plugins and VSTs. I only used Guitar Tracks for recording directly. I didn't even have an audio interface. I just got an adapter to plug into the microphone into the back of the computer. As time went on, I progressively advanced and upgraded my gear. And when I bought my very first full DAW, I decided to get Sonar, since I was already used to the interface of Guitar Tracks. After I got my first copy of Sonar, I just kept upgrading. But quite simply, the reason I use Cakewalk is because it was the first thing I learned on, and I never wanted to learn another DAW. I know, I'm sure it wouldn't be difficult. I just always cared more about the convenience of knowing how to do whatever I wanted, and where to find whatever I needed. Just so you all know, I will be giving away any backing tracks, intro music, sound effects that I've created, anything I've used in any of my videos. I will be giving them all away on my Patreon page, so check that out.